Hello there. Let's take a look at the national weather, where for the week ahead, I think a lot of us might be grabbing the wet weather gear as we go through the course of the week. We start off, and I think for a lot of us it isn't too bad, but it will turn wet and windy as the weather system starts to ease its way in from the south and the west. High pressure's been with us, though, through the weekend, so it's been pretty quiet. One little weather front has brought some of us some cloud, but that high there, notice to the south, an area of low pressure, that'll be working in over the next couple of days. But we finish off the day, a few showers, they die away, and that ridge of high pressure more or less builds in across the British Isles, and as it does, it squeezes in against the area of low pressure, so a bit more of a breeze does develop. Frosty though into parts of Scotland, one here further south, 8, 9, 10. As we get into the first part of Monday, which is a fine start, but for some of us, you might just notice a bit of a difference. There's the high pressure, there's the low, and notice the lines, the squeeze of them together. As they get closer, the winds do pick up, and that'll be the case. Bit more of a breeze, particularly across the southern parts of Britain. But otherwise, fine-looking day. We lose some early cloud, decent sunny spells, but we'll just notice that breeze, particularly across the southern parts of the British Isles through the day. And it might become a bit of a nuisance of sorts. Quite gusty, the wind across the southern counties, even reaching gale force. So if you are maybe out and about, perhaps even holidaying, bear it in mind. Across the southern coasts of, say, Cornwall, watch for those strong winds. And maybe exposed coast could see 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Southern coast of Devon, and then right along the Channel coast as well, the fairly swift old winds. But otherwise, we're looking fine, bright or sunny spells, and temperatures 15, 16 for London. Come further north, a little bit chilly on the east coast, but we're looking good otherwise. Bright or sunny spells, 14, 15. And then into parts of Scotland, a little bit of patchy cloud, but here as well. It is a fine looking afternoon because of that ridge of high pressure building in. West coast of Scotland looks fine. Same sort of thing for Northern Ireland. Fairly pleasant afternoon, 12 or 13. And even across Wales, it looks good too, for the most part, 15 across the west coast, and Cardiff finishing at 15. So we have the ridge of high pressure, a bit of a battle really. High to the north, there's the area of low pressure, the squeeze and the lines. The closer they are, those fairly swift winds across the southern half of the British Isles, and of course the weather system sending in the blue, the wet weather. So that's what it works in through really many parts of southern Britain. Wet weather, a few heavier bursts, and temperatures 12 to 15, and still those fairly swift winds across the southern parts of Britain. Then we go through Tuesday into Wednesday. We send that area of wet weather further north. Notice this chappie off to the west. He's trying to come into the game as well, and he will. We'll bring the wet weather further north, the far northwest of Scotland. That'll be the dry place for Wednesday. Maybe even something thundery as well, sneaking into the southeast, 19 as well. Wednesday into Thursday, it all starts to ease in. Remember our high pressure? Well, he's disappearing. It's low pressure, so that spells the wet weather gear for many of us. Some heavy bursts, watch for them as well. A band of rain sweeping in from the south, and there's quite a lump of it too, maybe even thundery in places, and that gets all the way to Scotland, 11 to 18. And then we finish the week a different way to where we started. There's the area of low pressure, still maybe a few heavier downpours, perhaps even thundery too, with this thing spinning around, working its way north, and temperatures a little bit cooler with the clouds. Maybe if we're lucky, 10, 11. Further south of 15, 16 to 17, and perhaps even that risk for a few thundery showers. So over the week, I think, starting off dry, but John, by the end of the week, I think it's going to be umbrella in hand.